Mike, thank you very much, and happy Friday from Ames. Iowa State fans are giving thanks for their senior class, especially today. It's senior day. This is one of the best senior classes ever to come through the program. They've got the TCU Horned Frogs on the other side. TCU's got 5 wins on the season, a 6th, and they're bowl eligible. Hi, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving alongside the Michigan man, Devin Gardner. I'm Chris Vosters. This is really a special Iowa State senior class, defending Big 12 regular season champions, a Fiesta Bowl appearance last year, quarterback Brock Purdy, tight end Charlie Kohler. What do you think about when you think of this Iowa State senior class?
Well, Chris, you said one of the best. I'm going to tell you right now, this is the best senior class to ever come through Iowa State football, and it's because of those two guys you mentioned, Charlie Kohler and Brock Purdy. They are, respectively, at their position, probably the best to ever play at Iowa State. And we cannot forget the All-American junior who could come back, but all signs point to him going to the next level, Breece Hall. These three are the best to ever do it.
Absolutely cannot forget about Breece Hall, a junior. This could be his final home game for Iowa State as well. Now, TCU, it's been a tumultuous season. They fired Gary Patterson midway through. Interim coach Jerry Kill, though, he's come in. He's got him 2-1 on the brink of a bowl berth. Why has he been able to right the ship?
I mean, he's been here before. He has been a coach, and he's been a very good coach. They have been through the fire, and it hasn't been great, but they find themselves with an opportunity and something to fight for. The coaching staff talked about this is a playoff game for them. You win, and you get a chance to go on. And if you lose, you turn in the pads, and it's all over.
A little cold for the Horned Frogs making the trip up from Fort Worth. TCU on the brink of its 21st bowl appearance since 1998, one of the most consistent programs in the country in that span. We have kickoff between TCU and Iowa State coming up next. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. That's what some folks were doing to their Thanksgiving turkey yesterday as Iowa State, wearing the all-black, runs out of the tunnel before this senior day game. Don't forget to download the brand new Fox Weather app. It's 41 degrees, clear skies, but pretty chilly in Ames, Iowa, with just a slight breeze at 8 miles per hour. We talked about the senior class already for this Iowa State group. How about the job Matt Campbell has done? 3-time Big 12 Coach of the Year in just 6 seasons. 41-33 record overall. And on the other side, Devin already mentioned this, but Jerry Kill, he has been here, done this before. He's rebuilt programs at Northern Illinois, Southern Illinois, and Minnesota, and is so thankful to be still in the college game with the health issues that he has had earlier in his career. He could very well be a full-time coach with another program when all is said and done, based on the job he's done in a little more than a month as the interim head coach for TCU. TCU won the toss. They will defer. You know what it's like to play in senior day. This has got to be as emotional as it gets, right?
Oh, yeah, without question. I mean, playing senior day, you fight your entire career, and if you do it the right way like me, you play a little bit, and then you play a little more, and then you're the starter, and then you come out with your family, and you participate in senior day.
Griffin Kell with the kickoff, and this is returned by Jalen Null, the freshman. An outstanding return, an outstanding starting field position for Iowa State. And their senior quarterback, Brock Purdy. Devin, he owns or shares 31 Iowa State records. And he's 15-1 against the Big 12 at home. That is about as good as it gets. He's almost perfect.
Chris, I'm just telling you, there's no propaganda there. He is very, very good. Those records are amazing. He has been everything that Iowa State could have asked for in his career as a Cyclone.
Iowa State opens with 1st and 10 from the 40. And Breece Hall in Brock Purdy's left pocket. Chase Allen, the tight end, in motion. Pass to Xavier Hutchinson on the wide receiver screen, a 1st down and more into TCU territory. He's thrown out of bounds by Kyrie Coleman, and Iowa State moves the sticks.
Very good job. Brock Purdy's getting the ball out quickly, letting your senior quarterback on senior day see a completion quickly, get him in the rhythm of the game, and you get one of your top receivers going as well. Very good job on the edge of blocking that up as well.
I'm a little surprised. Just the 3rd time that Iowa State has not handed the ball off to Breece Hall on the first play of scrimmage. This is 12th game of the season. Already mixing things up on 1st and 10. Play action, and there's the big man Charlie Kohler, most prolific tight end in Iowa State program history, and he rumbles for another good gain for Iowa State, cruising to start this opening drive of the game about a minute in.
As you can see, 3 seniors have touched the ball. There you go, Trevor Downing, probably the best offensive lineman on the team. And Charlie Kohler, the guy you just saw catch the ball. I would imagine Breece Hall is going to get the ball here to make sure your seniors are going.
On another first down, here's Hutchinson. Carbon copy play to the first play from scrimmage. This time, Nook Bradford makes a shoestring tackle to bring up 2nd down.
The reason the quarterback is going to have to throw these out is because of his defense. O'Shawn Mathis is about as talented a defensive end position as the Big 12 has. And TCU is adding guys in. It's going to be D. Winters that's going to be tasked with stopping Breece Hall in the run game.
This is a TCU defense that gave up over 400 yards to Kansas last week. It was a win for the Horned Frogs. On 2nd and 6, Breece Hall with his first carry of the game gets spun around, and Bradford covers him up. Minimal gain, 3rd down coming up.
For a TCU defense that really hasn't been good on 3rd downs as the season's gone on, this is a big first 3rd down, and the first 3rd down for Iowa State.
3rd and 5 in the first 3rd down conversion for Iowa State today. This has not been the Cyclone strong suit, worst in the Big 12, a little over 35%. From the 22, Kohler, the tight end, motioned out of the backfield. There's Kohler on the crossing route. He's got a 1st down for Iowa State.
It's a very good job there. You got double slants from the bottom of your screen. One of your most talented pass catchers and probably the best tight end in the history of the program. Get him the ball on the first 3rd down, and it is seamless. And he breaks a tackle and gets a little more.
Coming off a career performance last week against Oklahoma, Charlie Kohler, who grew up in Norman, had a 12-catch, 152-yard day, both single-game records for an Iowa State tight end.
Down here in the red zone, Brock Purdy's legs come big into play every single game.
From the 15 on 1st and 10, Breece Hall's legs are going to come up pretty big as well. Minimal gain, 2nd down.
Yeah, absolutely. TCU is dedicating a bunch of guys in the box. They are not going to allow the running back to just run all over. They know exactly who Breece Hall is, and I think they're going to take their chances with Brock Purdy making decisions. Will that be the right decision? I'm not sure, but that's what they seem to be committed to here early in the game.
Breece Hall on the verge of history, Devin. I know you know this. Yeah. Hall has got a rushing touchdown in 23 straight games. That ties an NCAA record. 2nd and 9. Hall inside the 10, brings up 3rd down.
Breece Hall last season against TCU, 154 yards, so they know all about him like I talked about. I don't know if they want to allow him to go 8.6 yards per carry again today.
Pretty modest performance for Hall last week against Oklahoma, held to under 60 yards rushing, but he did get that 1 touchdown on the ground to extend his streak.
Charlie Kohler at the top of your screen.
On 3rd and 6, into the end zone, Kohler is tripped. Incidental contact with Travius Hodges-Tomlinson, the TCU cornerback, and it brings up 4th down.
He's going to give him a nod route right where he's going to go vertical. He's going to stick his head outside, boom, and then try and get across the DB's face. He is a little early grabbing that hip. The referee didn't call it, but that's what they want to do. They want to give their big tight end an opportunity. Looks like TCU might have got away with one there. But, like I always say, if the referee doesn't call it, didn't happen.
You're only guilty if you get caught. And a short field goal attempt for the senior Andrew Mevis, who puts Iowa State on the board from 27 yards out. 3-0 Cyclones on senior day. TCU takes over on offense for the first time when we come back. Matt Campbell and Iowa State gets ready to bid farewell to one of the most successful classes in program history. If you talk to Devin Gardner, he'd tell you it is the most successful senior class in program history. They get the ball rolling on a 9-play, 50-yard drive to begin the game. 27-yard field goal makes it a productive one. And Andrew Mevis, 2-time Big 12 Special Teams Player of the Week, ready to kick off to TCU for the first time today. Darius Davis, Amari DiMercato back deep to receive. And this is Davis from his own goal line. He trips across the 15, and that sets the stage, Devin, for Max Duggan, the junior, who's from the state of Iowa, by the way. He grew up in Council Bluffs, Lewis Central High School. That's just across the state line from Nebraska, Omaha specifically. This guy's tough. He's playing hurt right now.
Yeah, I mean, about as tough as they come. He is a special player because he's a runner, a thrower, the true dual threat, and he really relies on his legs in tight spots. Let's see if he can get that arm working very well against this tough Iowa State defense.
You know a little something about being a dual threat guy. Remember watching you play at Michigan. 1st and 10 from the 16. Duggan's pass is incomplete at the feet of Darius Davis. And here is TCU's starting offense and coordinator Doug Meacham. Offensive line that has actually run blocked very well for a Horned Frogs offense that is more run dependent than it's been in years past. But Darius Davis and Tay Barber, I know you like these wideouts.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to be big because their best wideout, Quentin Johnston, isn't active today. He did not make the trip, so he won't be playing. Those two guys have to be big to help out their quarterback, Max Duggan.
2nd and 10 after Duggan's first pass is incomplete. On the ground to Amari DiMercato, and he is wrapped up by Gary Vaughn, the redshirt junior from Atlanta. 3rd down and long coming up for an Iowa State defense. And coordinator John Haycock in his 6th season. They held Oklahoma to just 96 yards passing last week. Pretty good unit.
Yeah, I mean, it's led by Mike Rose. You saw him on that last play, exchange responsibilities with the defensive end, and it really surprised the TCU offensive line, and he was able to get a stop on the running back.
Rose, another senior. Iowa State's defense is looking for a 3-and-out. 3rd and 9. Duggan after a pump. Breaks out of the pocket and is hit hard on second contact by Gary Vaughn. He was originally tripped up by Craig McDonald, and Vaughn finished him off. 4th down.
Yeah, this is why he's so dangerous, right? He wants to throw the hitch to your top of your screen, but it's not there. He pulls it back, and this is when he's dangerous. He creates. He needs to probably put the ball away because it's always the guy that doesn't see, that you don't see, that gets you. But he gets him in a position to be close to a 1st down.
Picked up 8 yards, but 4th and 1, and we understand that Jerry Kill, TCU's interim coach, is going to be aggressive today, but not this aggressive. Punt unit on.
Yeah, on the other team's 35 possibly, but not on your own 35. You got to punt this ball away and try to play field position.
Jordy Sandy with the boot. And a fair catch made by Jalen Noe, who had a good kick return to begin the game, and still pretty good starting field position for Iowa. 8:51 to go, 1st quarter. Iowa State on the day after Thanksgiving. Plenty to dance about so far. 3-0 over TCU, and the offense back on the field, ready for another go at the TCU defense. Breece Hall with a rushing touchdown today. Will have scored a rushing touchdown in 24 straight games. That would be an NCAA record. It's 1st and 10 for Brock Purdy and company from just across the 30. Here's Hall. Big hole up the middle. 1st down to the 45. He's tackled by Josh Foster.
We talked about the running ability of Duggan, but Brock Purdy is an accomplished runner himself, and they bring a sharp blitz from the field, which is 2 defenders coming off the edge. They run to block Purdy, and you got that talented running back running right through the middle.
A little bit of tempo here for Iowa State on 1st down. Darren Wilson Jr. with the catch. Bottled up for no gain after the catch. In fact, he lost a yard, 2nd and 11.
Miscommunication by the tight end and wide receiver, number 11, Chase Allen, on who was going to be blocked, and both of them miss it.
That doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, you know, they're usually a very disciplined group, especially on the edge, blocking for receivers and for running backs in the secondary.
Jared Russ is the fullback in the backfield. Hall motioned in alongside Purdy. Throw to the sideline is hauled in by Hutchinson. It is a catch And a first down on a 12-yard gain.
That's a heck of a ball. They line all outside to see what coverages is, and when you give Brock Purdy the answers, he's going to get his feet outside and drive a throw from the right hash all the way outside the numbers. Great catch by Xavier Hutchinson. That's a good start for Brock Purdy. He's strong. He knows where to go with the ball. But when you show your coverage ahead of time, which is what TCU has been, they've been relatively vanilla late in the season. If they do that, they're going to have a lot of trouble stopping Brock Purdy, who's seen a ton of football.
Ball at the TCU 44, 1st and 10.
Looks like they're lined up in their cover 2 shell where all the DBs share 4ths of the field.
Null on the reception. Forced out of bounds by Foster, who came up and played that wide receiver screen well for TCU at 2nd down.
That's a very good job. And when you're in cover 4, the safeties are a little bit lower than they usually are, and it gives them the opportunity to run down and make those tackles. Now, the most important part for Foster, which he did, you have to make the tackle, because after him, there is no one.
And there's not many people after Foster on the depth chart either for a TCU defense that is very light in the secondary. 9 players have made their first defensive start this season. Now on 2nd and 8. Purdy for Hutchinson, nearly intercepted. It looked like it hit Nook Bradford in the face mask. Iowa State dodges a bullet there.
Yeah, Purdy just got greedy, right? He's a seasoned veteran. You try to set up the whole fake the screen and then throw the fake block down. You can see Hutchinson gets grabbed a little bit, but how about Bradford just doink right off the helmet? Purdy obviously is not going to make that mistake a bunch, but when you played so much football you're on senior day, you feel a little emboldened to give a few opportunities to your players.
Here's a 3rd and 8. Kohler, the tight end, in motion already with 2 grabs today. And Purdy throws low, looking for his tight end, Charlie Kohler. 4th down.
That's something you just usually don't see from Brock Purdy, and I think it was a miscommunication. I think Brock Purdy might have thought that Kohler was going to turn and hook up, turn and sit down. But for me, even though it's a zone coverage, when it's cover 4, that safety is going to chase Kohler, so Kohler breaks out, and the miscommunication forces a 4th down. You can see they talking about on the sideline, hey, I want you to sit down there, and Kohler's thinking like, hey, when it's cover 4, when I get vertical, that guy's going to follow me in man because they're reading my route, and so they're going to get that figured out.
Corey Dunn on for the punt. This was a promising drive for Iowa State, but it stalls out in TCU territory. Fair catch made by Darius Davis at the Horned Frogs 15. TCU down a field goal, their 2nd drive, with Max Duggan at the sticks around the corner. Senior day for Iowa State, but a homecoming game for TCU quarterback Max Duggan, who's from Council Bluffs, Iowa. Some pictures of his early playing days. His dad, Jim, is a retired high school football coach at Lewis Central, where Max went to school. His family bought up at least 50 tickets for the game.
Yeah, last night we talked, it was 50, and I'm pretty sure it's a little more now. That's why we can't find pictures of them in the stands. They're everywhere.
Look for people wearing purple. 1st and 10 from the 15. DeMarcado on the ground with a gain of a little more than a couple. Brings up 2nd down.
So what Iowa State is doing to commit to the running ability of Duggan, they're exchanging responsibilities with the defensive end and the outside linebacker. The defensive end will crash down and take the inside gap rather than playing contain. And then number 23, the best defender on the field, Mike Rose, exchanges that responsibility and comes to the outside to be the contained player. And TCU is getting a bit confused because Duggan is getting it every time.
DeMarcado on 2nd and 7, brought down at the 19-yard line, brings up 3rd down.
Very good job by Gary Vaughn doing what I just talked about, getting outside and being the contained player and making sure that he sets the edge very aggressively. Usually a defensive end's job. Iowa is allowing their linebackers to be that person. 3rd down and 6 is a down where obviously the legs are in play, but they have to find a way to get crossing routes to free up some of these wide receivers if they get man-to-man from Iowa State.
DeMarcado in the backfield. TCU looks to build a drive deep in its own territory. Duggan takes a shot into one-on-one coverage. Quincy Brown, what a catch. A flag comes in. Provided it's defensive pass interference, it's 1st down TCU.
Pass interference. Offense of 88. 15-yard penalty in the previous spot. Still third down.
Thought it could have gone both ways there, Devin.
Yeah, I mean, TCU played my guys better than you football, and they're just going to get a go route running down the field. Now, he's not going to be the guy that runs past anybody, but he's going to win the jump ball opportunities. I think that this is a tough call to make, but that last push that you see there where the DB falls down is what really gets this call made. And I'll say that I do agree with it. He gave him a little shove, and the DB loses balance, but there was a lot of hand fighting between the two, and obviously Coach Jerry Kill does not like it.
Datron Young in coverage. That wiped out a 38-yard completion. Would have been the first down of the game as well for TCU. Now it's 3rd and 16. Draw play, DeMercado. Good gain on the ground for DeMercado. He's across the 25, and that's a first down for TCU.
That's not a surprising call, but that's a surprising response from the Iowa State defense. Screen and draw in those long downs and distances are first on the priority list, and they get DeMercado up vertical and all the way to the first down marker on that play.
Needed 16, got 18. Big run for the senior Amari DeMercado from Inglewood, California. Ball at the TCU 27. Feed DeMercado again. And he's brought down after a minimal gain. Wrapped up by Will McDonald, the 4th after a gain of 3 at 2nd down.
Spacing, not a lot of guys in the box.
TCU running a bit of a hurry up. Protection breaks down, and that was a real screwy pre-snap defensive look by Iowa State, and it's Isaiah Lee who gets home.
Isaiah Lee was lined up at the top of your screen, and he comes and just goes. I mean, nobody knows what's going on, and you have all these guys just standing around with white uniforms on. Those black uniforms start to swarm. They were trying to trick the defense and ended up tricking themselves a bit. This 3rd and 14 is relatively big, but you can see that it's man-to-man across the board, but they may roll to a zone coverage to try to confuse Duggan.
Another 3rd and long for TCU. Iowa State brings 4. Duggan deals. The pass was caught by Quincy Brown, but was he in bounds? Iowa State does not think so.
They went to sort of a cover 2, and Duggan tries to get the ball out in the hole, and they may take a look at this. You got to know if his backside is touching the white, but from that angle, it looks like his foot shin can be in the green. I don't know. They may take a look at this.
I think his knee is down right there.
Oh, yeah, that's a catch. Yeah. That's a catch. You're going to have to look at this for sure. Right shin, right knee, and our partner Dean Blandino says that we're exactly right. That's a catch, and they should probably look at it.
It's called a catch on the field and a 22-yard gain for Quincy Brown.
It's a good job by the referees seeing that knee and shin hit the ground if they did call it a catch.
Remember, Brown had a 38-yard catch earlier on this drive, wiped out because of offensive pass interference.
Yeah. I think it's very important to know that whatever the call is on the field, they have to stick with it if there isn't enough video evidence. And from the looks that we've seen, it looks like there can't be a way that they change the call based off what we can see. But we're going to bring in Dean Blandino.
What'd you see here, Dean?
Yeah, the key is control. That right knee's down in bounds. This is a catch.
The ruling on the field of a catch is confirmed. First down.
And a pretty quick replay review as well.
Yeah, wording is extremely important too, right? Not stands, it's confirmed because they can see control, right foot, knee, shin, out of bounds. It's a bang play, so I think we need to applaud the referees because that's a tough thing to see on the field with live game action going fast, especially with Coach Campbell standing right there with a lot of pressure on you to not make the call.
First completion of the day for TCU. They've converted a 3rd and 16, now a 3rd and 14 on this drive. Still don't have the ball on the other side of midfield. From the 45, it's 1st and 10. Here comes a blitz. Pass is tipped up into the air and nearly intercepted, and then the ball was wrestled away by an offensive lineman for TCU. Incredible. Zach Peterson had a lollipop waiting for him. He batted the pass in the air and then got tied up with Eni Wazirike. They couldn't figure out who was going to catch it for Iowa State.
It's a great job by Duggan recognizing the coverage, but he doesn't see Peterson drop from the defensive line. That's the one you don't see, he drops on the defensive line, gets right in the path. There's an open guy standing behind him. He stops it, and then they can't make the catch. 2nd down and 10, TCU.
What a break for TCU on the check down. It's DeMercado. He is dropped promptly by Anthony Johnson Jr., the cornerback. 3rd down.
It's a very good job on that Iowa State team zone defense. Everybody doing their job, passing off the crossers, and then you have number 26 in black, Anthony Johnson, sitting there waiting for that check down. 3rd and 11. It's a big down in distance. They picked up a long one with the screen draw, so that play's probably off the board. You're going to get something where you get guys across the field and maybe give a one-on-one chance down the field.
By the way, it was the left guard Brandon Coleman who secured that tipped pass for TCU to keep this drive alive.
Has been big on this down.
Duggan flushed by Uwazurike and throws it complete for a TCU 1st down. It's hauled in by Gunnar Henderson. That's just his 3rd catch of the season.
There's the crosser that I talked about. The number 3 receiver gets vertical. You got a flag on the play.
Downfield, number 69, offense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still 3rd down.
That's tough. That's tough because you have a quarterback that extends plays, and sometimes he takes off, and so the offensive line thinks, well, there's our guy doing his thing again. He's running, and then he finds an open receiver, but the offensive linemen have already committed to running downfield and blocking for the quarterback. That's a tough, tough ask.
Keep an eye on number 69 for TCU. He was the ineligible man downfield. Hard to believe that TCU still has the football in this drive with another 3rd and long try here. DeMercado has got some room, brought down around the 48-yard line of TCU by Aishin Young. 4th down, but the ball near midfield.
That was a well-designed play, and I would love to see that play on normal down and distances. It was kind of a screen, but a Texas route from the running back where he goes out to the flat and it comes underneath, but he had lead blockers in front. Great job by Iowa State staying home and letting everything happen in front of them and then rallying and tackling. As you can see, Coach Gill thought about going for it, but he just wants to keep this game within reach because they're playing so well on defense and stopping this high-powered Iowa State offense.
Chance to win the field possession battle here, provided Jordy Sandy gets a good kick away. Whistle blows the punt dead.
Ball start, number 11, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
He may be the fastest guy on the field. He's trying to get down there and cover that kick because he knows he'll have an opportunity. Darius Davis trying to get out a little too fast. 4.36 and run the 200 meters in Texas.
Hey, man, you're the fastest guy on the team. You don't need a head start.
Hey, man, you get there even faster if you get a head start.
That's the end of the 1st quarter. Both sides with productive drives, but just a 3-0 lead for Iowa State on senior day, and maybe the final game for Breece Hall as well. 2nd quarter next. Start of the 2nd quarter from Jack Trice Stadium. Alongside Devin Gardner, I'm Chris Foster's. 3-0 Iowa State on senior day as the Cyclones go for their 5th straight winning season. TCU, meanwhile, if they win today, they are bowl eligible. Jordy Sandy with the punt to begin the 2nd quarter, kicking to Iowa State, wearing the all-black. Fair catch made by Jalen Null at his own 20-yard line. Senior day ceremonies pre-game in Ames. Mike Rose, one of the leaders of this defense.
Yeah, special moment. 48 consecutive starts for him. And you can see, we talked about in the open, Charlie Kohler has been exceptional. Best tight end in Iowa State history, and Xavier Hutchinson, the leading receiver on the team, has done a good job. And there is the man of the hour, first true freshman to start, and he's been exceptional for 4 straight years after that.
With his parents and family in town from Gilbert, Arizona, working on a bit of a mullet, apparently.
Yeah, nice mullet. It's very nice. It's not too much.
That's right.
Just enough.
On 1st and 10 from the 20, it's Breece Hall with room to run. 1st down and more for the All-American.
How long can you contain him? I mean, he's one of the best in the country, and this play is made by Charlie Kohler on the outside. You're going to see him kick out right there. He's a great tight end catching the ball, but he's also an accomplished blocker, and he does a great job of clearing the path for Breece Hall on the outside.
24 yards to jumpstart this Iowa State drive early second quarter. Ball at the Cyclones' 44.
Once again, trying to get a coverage indicator. It's zone coverage.
Hutchinson on that wide receiver screen. That's at least the third time Iowa State has tried that play. Positive gain on first down, out of bounds.
Yeah, it's cold, and you want to make sure you keep that defense honest so they can't just stay in the box, right? If they stay too tight in the box, they will stop Breece Hall and everything he's trying to do. If they throw the ball outside, they at least have to worry about it. So when he hands the ball off, Brock Purdy, and then he throws that fake arm where he doesn't have the ball, now they have to respond to that, and Breece Hall can pick his way through that defense.
Already 4 catches today for Xavier Hutchinson, who leads the Big 12 in receptions. On 2nd and 7, Purdy lobs one down the sideline and out of bounds, brings up third down.
Yeah, once again, all the screens that they've thrown and all the times they've given Breece Hall the ball, they found a way just then to run a little short naked to the short side of the field. Great job by Brock Purdy just getting the ball out of bounds. But now they're at third down. 3rd down and 7 hasn't been friendly to them in this game, but maybe they can find a way, and there's their man right there, Charlie Kolar.
Iowa State 1 for 3 on 3rd down today. TCU brings the house. There's Kolar. Pass complete to the TCU 40. He's tackled by LaKendrick Van Zant. You called it, Devin.
Yeah, absolutely. I love. They tried to set up the play to get it to Hutchinson as well, but Kolar comes open, doing a great job of setting it up, and then you just throw that ball high and let him go get it. He is a talented tight end, but he's also an accomplished basketball player. In high school, he was teammates with, get this, point guard Trey Young, and this young man is gone to the end zone. Number 21, Jyrell Brock for a touchdown.
It's not Breece Hall. It's Jyrell Brock. 41 yards to pay dirt, and Iowa State grabs a 9-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's just straight up the middle. You get the blocking tight end, kicking out again on the backside, and then this young man is going. He's gone to the end zone on his first carry of the football game.
And his first rushing touchdown of the season. Redshirt sophomore from Quincy, Illinois, who came into the program in the same class as Breece Hall. Brock did have a receiving touchdown already this season. Connor Asali on for the point after try. It is 10-0 Iowa State. Jyrell Brock with the first Iowa State touchdown of the day. Not from the running back you expected. Still counts on the scoreboard. FS1 College Football is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage. Jyrell Brock looked like a rocket running into the end zone for Iowa State. 41-yard touchdown run, 40-yard touchdown run make that. A career-long rush for Jyrell Brock, who hadn't even rushed for 100 yards all season. Crosses the century mark, finds the end zone for the 2nd time this year. That kick is through the end zone, and when we return, TCU, Max Duggan at the sticks, down 10. Exactly.
I mean, it means everything. You don't call it a game for no reason, but it's really hard to put into words the feeling that you get in that game.
A lot of feelings here on senior day for Iowa State as TCU starts this drive on 1st and 10. Duggan runs across the 30 and falls forward. Remember, Max Duggan is playing with a broken bone in his 5th metatarsal area. That didn't stop him from running 14 times last week against Oklahoma, 2nd down.
Yeah, man, about as tough as they come. And Coach Jerry Keel said that the reason this team is able to fight so hard is big in part because of the coach's commitment, but it's because of guys like Duggan. If he can go out and give everything he's got every single time on a broken foot, well, what is everybody else's excuse?
Great point. 2nd and 3, and on the jet sweep to Darius Davis. He's strung out along the 30-yard line and finished off by Greg Iceworth II. There were a lot of black hats to the football before Iceworth made the tackle.
Yeah, I mean, you get all the safeties, linebackers, and defensive backs involved, and that's why this play is unable to work. You got these guys running downhill and flying to the ball right away. TCU needs to see that and have something off of that play and use that speed to their advantage. But now you got 3rd and 6, and the box is extremely light. I would go quarterback draw here with the quarterback going straight down the middle.
It's one of the quirks about Iowa State's defense. They will show a light box, but then flock in after the snap. We'll see what they do here. Duggan guns it complete into a tight window. It's Davis to the 40. First down, TCU.
Nice job. They showed a light box, and then they brought guys in the box and tried to fly him out late. Very good job by the strength of Max Duggan getting the ball outside. It looks like it's a hairy throw, but he had a lot of confidence with the throw. When you throw with conviction, good things happen. He does it there, converts on 3rd down.
1st and 10. DeMercado on the draw. He is dropped by Gary Vaughn, who just whooped Coy McMillan in one-on-one and made the tackle besides.
That's not good. That's not good.
It's good for Gary
TCU,
Vaughn.
Yeah, exactly. TCU is going to have to find a way to run the ball. They only have 5 guys in the box at Iowa State. 5 guys. You can't have 5 guys in the box, and then your quarterback's a talented runner. So essentially you have 7 guys. You have to be able to run the football with that light box because the passing lanes just won't be there with all the other DBs.
2nd and 10. Vaughn is not a regular starter. He's filling in for Orion Vance in the middle of the Iowa State defense. Purdy, I beg your pardon, Duggan, shakes off Will McDonald and is into Iowa State territory.
We talked about it earlier. His legs are huge. You're going to get the defensive end, Will McDonald, doing what Will McDonald does. He wins in one-on-one, doesn't get him to the ground, doesn't pull him down, and now the defense is at Duggan's mercy, and he finds a way to get on the outside, gets up the middle, and goes and gets a 1st down.
On a gain of 17 as well.
And on a broken foot. Very impressive.
With a torn tendon. Don't want to get too graphic here, but DeMercado on 1st and 10, slips through inside the 40, and is covered up by Mike Rose at the end of that run, 2nd down.
I mean, I'm just telling you, I played in the game with a broken foot, torn ligaments, and I was not running like that. I'm just telling you that it takes a different kind of toughness to not only be in the game, but come into this game knowing that you have a broken foot and then commit to being able to run the way that Duggan has early in this game. And I think it's very impressive, and he should be commended.
It's 2nd and 3. Duggan trying to lead a scoring drive here for TCU. DeMercado has a 1st down for TCU.
You seldom see a run play with the quarterback's boot going the same way, but on that play, good job by DeMercado, who's limping off the field here and maybe just a little gassed. But the quarterback Duggan running to the same side, loosened up the defense on the outside and allowed DeMercado to get vertical and get that 1st down.
Good eye on DeMercado walking to the sideline, Devin. He's the only scholarship running back available for TCU today. Amonte Watkins with his first carry of the game on 1st and 10. Inside the 25 and very close to the sticks. Good carry for the freshman from Houston.
When we talked about this freshman from Houston yesterday, they said he is fast. 10'4", 100-meter guy, and they really have liked what they've been able to see from this freshman. And you can see a little bit of the explosion and burst that they talked about on that play.
10-yard gain for Watkins, who was a defensive player not more than 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Hey, Chris, what's your 100 time?
Probably about 100 seconds.
Yeah, I ran at 11.7, so I wasn't very fast. This guy runs 10.4. 10.4 at the running back position.
He can fly. Here's 1st down. Clean pocket. Duggan. Incomplete, looking for Brown in the end zone. 2nd down and 10.
TCU needs to find a way to get the ball in the hands of Watkins. If they get the ball in the hands of on that last play, he stayed in protection. That's what they're most scared of, his protection ability. But if he doesn't have to protect, he's on the outside against linebackers with that 10-4 speed. And if he can get that ball checked down, that Duggan, if he can get the ball checked down to Watson, they might have something there.
I hear you. 10th play of the drive now for Duggan and the Horned Frogs. From the 22-yard line. Watkins took a shoulder running upright from Eisworth and has eventually stood up. Third down coming up. Gain of 4.
Man, he's not a big guy, right? 186 pounds, 5'10", but he's slight, and he finds a way to get through the creases and finds a way to make this third down relatively manageable on that second down run. They don't do a great job in the red zone. They're here now, and let's see if Duggan can find a way to create and get a play made on that third play.
DeMercado back in the game for TCU. He carries the mail on 3rd and 6. Gets inside the 15, but short of a first down. Here comes 4th down now.
I mean, Jerry Kill gave all indication that he will be going for it in situations like this, especially the way Duggan is running the ball and the push that you're getting with the offensive line.
Get a field goal, though. It's a 1-score game.
That's not what you're playing for here, right? They have everything to play for, and you're not going to be able to win games by kicking field goals against an Iowa State defense offense where they're held up, and you can see they're going for it here. This is your opportunity to prove that you're here, and the legs of Duggan have to come into play.
Playoff game for TCU. They win. They are bowl eligible, and a timeout on the field. Jerry Kill and company going to talk things over. 10-0 the deficit, but in the red zone.
That tonight's gonna be a good.
Texas Christian has talked things over in the huddle. Down 10-0. They will go for it here on 4th and 2. 7 for 15 on the season are the Horned Frogs.
If they stay with the run, they stay with the legs of Duggan, they're going to go off that left side, a little behind their center, who's their best offensive lineman. Number 79, Steve Avila.
TCU needs the 12. Duggan on the keeper. Awfully close. It looks like he's short.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to be short. But you get behind your best offensive lineman, Steve Avila. They try to do that. He wins his personal battle, but it's the tight ends that get pushed into the hole by that defensive end, number 55. Zach Peterson does a great job of setting the edge and creating a new line of scrimmage. Max Duggan never had a chance. But I still agree with the call. I agree with the call. Stay aggressive and try to get the first down. You don't play not to lose, right? Play to win and go get touchdowns, because you know at some point Brock Purdy and that offense is going to pop and they're going to start getting touchdowns.
12-play, 62-yard drive. It took over 6 minutes. No points. On 1st and 10 from the 14, Purdy throws to Hutchinson, who follows his blockers downfield and uses some speed to sneak all the way out to the 40-yard line, where he's thrown out by LaKendrick Van Zandt.
I mean, I don't know if at home you know how difficult it is to be a tight end and Charlie Kohler outside, and for him to square up and make sure right here. He's doing a great job of finding the defender and squaring him up and making sure that his guy has an opportunity. Hutchinson does a great job of reading it, tiptoeing the sideline, and getting vertical.
Hutchinson is a junior college transfer from Blinn, which is where Cam Newton went. On 1st and 10, it's Breece Hall, wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage by Patrick Jenkins, the sophomore, second down.
Yeah, Blinn Community College is very, very well known because of Cam Newton and a lot of other players, but you come out of that program and you're usually going to be a contributor on a Power 5 football team.
Hutchinson has been more than a contributor. He's one of the best wide receivers in the Big 12 this year.
Absolutely.
2nd and 9. Hall motioned out of the backfield.
Got one-on-one at the top of your screen.
That's where Purdy's looking. He finds Chase Allen, the tight end, who's just a great Robin to Charlie Kohler's Batman.
I mean, he does a great job. He's primarily used for blocking, but he can definitely catch the ball out of the backfield. And Coach talked about how he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. Coach Matt Campbell said he is a lot more than what people see outside, especially as a vocal leader and in the blocking game, but he can catch just as good.
Gain of 5, and now it's 3rd and 4. From the 46 of Iowa State, Hutchinson in motion. TCU brings 4. Pass caught. Kohler, first down, a couple of yards into TCU territory.
Oh, you gotta love spacing. Basic football, and Brock Purdy gets through his reads to perfection, allowing 3 separate pass catchers to get in a different space. He gets through his reads quickly and gets it to his target.
6 yards for Kohler on his 4th catch of the day, and on 1st and 10, Purdy airs it out and out of bounds. Looking for Hutchinson. Here comes 2nd down. Devin, everyone talks about Charlie Kohler, and rightly so, but as a unit, tight end production for Iowa State since 2019, it is the best in the country.
Yeah, I mean, it's about as good as you can be first, right? And Charlie Kohler obviously is a big part of the reason why, but they use their tight ends. Brock Purdy loves using his tight ends. He's taking a page out of the old Tom Brady book of, hey, find your tight end, use them, and it can be very, very good for you.
Daniel Jackson in motion. Here's 2nd and 10. Hutchinson with another grab for Iowa State. Pushed out of bounds by Noah Daniels inside the 40-yard line. 1st and 10.
The old sprint left option. Very good job. You're going to get an out route right here. Brock Purdy runs, flips his hips, throws the ball. It's seamless. And some of these things, rolling left, it's not the easiest thing for a quarterback to do. But Brock Purdy makes it look so easy and so seamless because he's played so much football.
15-1 at home against Big 12 opponents. That's Brock Purdy's record, playing in his final home game at Jack Trice Stadium. 1st and 10. Here's Breece Hall looking for history. Hall with his 24th straight game with a rushing touchdown into the NCAA record books. He passes Bill Burnett from Arkansas, who had the record for over 50 years. How about that? That's a game ball worth saving. Matt Campbell knows it. And so do the over 50,000 fans inside Jack Trice Stadium. Mevis puts a bow on that historic touchdown. It is 17-0 Iowa State.
Very good job on the cutback. Breece Hall runs his way into the history books.
Breece Hall was already Iowa State's career scoring and touchdown leader. This one will be one he never forgets. He has scored a rushing touchdown now in 24 consecutive games. That is an NCAA record that had stood for 51 years. Sally kicks it out through the end zone. Look at some of the names on this list as well. Bill Burnett. Breece Hall just broke the tie with him, but also Monte Ball for Wisconsin. Derrick Henry, Heisman Trophy winner. That's quite a group.
I mean, that length of that award, I mean, that record, it's almost older than us.
Yeah,
I'm talking us put together, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a long time for something to stand, and for him, look at the embrace. Oh, I mean, that's special.
Family in town from Wichita, Kansas. Iowa State up 17. 1st and 10 from the 25 for Max Duggan and TCU. He throws it over the middle, and that's caught by Darius Davis out to the 40-yard line. 1st down, TCU.
It's a good job, just a mesh pattern with crossing routes underneath and a sit down in the middle of the field, in the middle of that Iowa State zone.
TCU has moved the ball into Iowa State territory twice today. They have nothing to show for it. Their last drive stalled out in the red zone.
Yeah, it's kind of continuing on the trend that they've had all year. They have not been very good in the red zone.
On 1st and 10, Duggan checks it down to DeMercado, off his hands, incomplete. Pass was off target.
Man, that's a good job by Duggan getting through the reads, right? He started on the left side of your screen, left to the middle, to the right middle, and then he came all the way down to his check down, and DeMarcado, he's got to make that catch. He get two hands on the ball, but he started to look up field first and start to run with it right before he caught it.
He kind of did the hard part, and on the throw, that was just the one thing that went wrong. Duggan's got a lot of family and friends in the stands. He's from Council Bluffs, Iowa. 2nd and 10, pressure up the middle. Duggan breaks free. He's a good runner, and he dives down just shy of the 50-yard line.
And he is playing well. He is getting through his reads. He's making good decisions. He's trying to find a guy open. Nope. Oh, and then he makes it gone. That's when he's dangerous. That's when he's dangerous. I would love to see him make sure he gets the first down for sure, which he did.
On a gain of 10. You got it. Move the sticks. Put the ball right at the 50-yard line for Duggan, who was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Iowa in 2018. Over the middle, nearly intercepted by Mike Rose. Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, nearly picked off Duggan.
Man, what a job by Rose. He first expands, gets underneath the post, and then reacts to go attack the post, but he can't finish the play. Oh, he's not going to be happy about that one. On senior day, he wants to make that play every day of the week. Man, he's going to want that back.
Thing is, he's got 6 career interceptions, too.
Yeah, he can catch.
He can catch.
His 49th consecutive start. He could have had another interception on senior day, and he couldn't finish the play.
Tried again on 2nd and 10. Duggan designed quarterback play, and it was sniffed out by Jake Hummel, who's on the other side of that linebacking core from Mike Rose, native of Des Moines, really good player also.
Yeah, he does a great job of chasing directly down the line of scrimmage rather than attacking at Duggan. He meets him at the point. He runs directly down the line of scrimmage and meets him before he can even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Holds the TCU quarterback to a 3-yard gain. It's 3rd and 7. Ball once again on Iowa State side of the 50. Inside of 2 minutes to go until halftime. Duggan throws it complete. And Blair Conwright breaks a tackle and is into the end zone for a TCU touchdown. TCU right back in this thing, Devin.
The old bench route. Very good job getting vertical and then snapping that route off. And then this is all him. Break a tackle and get to the end zone. That's the type of response that TCU needed if they want to continue to perform and fight for a bowl game opportunity.
2nd touchdown catch of the season for the sophomore Blair Conwright out of Coronado High School in Lubbock. 17-7, TCU is on the board. Little over 90 seconds to go until halftime. TCU fighting for bowl eligibility. They're not going away quietly in Ames. Blair Conwright with a spark for TCU, a career-long 47-yard touchdown catch to put the Horned Frogs on the board. 17 unanswered points for Iowa State to begin the game, and now it's 17-7 closing in on halftime. Griffin Kell with the boot. And here comes Jalen Null on the return. He had a good one to start the game. He's already across the 30 and is hit hard by Shadrack Banks just shy of the 40-yard line. Let's check in with Mike Hill for a preview of what's to come at halftime. There was a TCU penalty on the kick return, by the way, an offside. So Iowa State with even better field position now at the 43-yard line, 1st and 10. In fact, best starting field position today for Brock Purdy and company. He takes a shot. Hutchinson reels it in one-on-one coverage and then drops it at the last moment. Incomplete, 2nd down.
The cover 4 defense, they're going to take advantage. They're going to run dig here and then big post over the top. And you have all the field to run. If Brock Purdy gets another opportunity at that, he's going to throw him more across the field, so it's not so much of a combat catch. He can allow his receiver to run underneath the ball without the threat of the defender. But Hutchinson's going to make that catch 9 times out of 10.
C.J. Caesar II was in on coverage for TCU. 2nd and 10. Quick hitter, no. And he is swallowed up by Caesar, who was just playing deep ball coverage and now records a tackle for a loss.
When you get the safeties in that cover 4 style of defense, they're low and they're there to help in the run game, right? So they can attack deep, but they can also come down and help in the run game or the quick screen game, which is just an extension of what you do in the run game.
Kind of be gassed, though, after running all the way downfield and coming up with a 6-yard loss on the next play. Great job.
Because he's playing for a bowl game.
That's right.
He's playing for a bowl game.
That's right.
It's important to him.
Clock running inside of a minute now until halftime. 3rd and 16. Purdy moves the pocket and throws low in the direction of Hutchinson. A good stand by TCU's defense after Iowa State began with great starting field position. 4th down and long.
I mean, this is just what I love about football. The ebbs and flows, the different places you can go. In a matter of seconds, they have the big return. Plus an offsides. They're in good position. They take a shot downfield. It looks like it's caught, then it's dropped. And then 2 straight downs. They have either a negative yards play or no gain. And they're punting this ball back with TCU having 33 seconds and an opportunity with a lot of the momentum on their side.
First 3 and out of the game for Iowa State. The punt from Corey Dunn is a short one, and a fair catch made across the 25-yard line by Darius Davis, and there's a flag on the play.
It's like one of the defenders might have lined up in the neutral zone and been over the ball. Let's see what it is, though. That would be devastating.
It was 4th and 16.
Trying to figure it out and talk to Coach Campbell. So it looks like it's going to be against TCU, but the idea of what the call is and how much yardage you're going to get, will it be a first down? Do we get to go for it? So a lot of those things are being figured out with Coach Campbell, and it could set up an opportunity for
Offside, number 14. Defense. That penalty is declined. First down, TCU.
I mean, it's always good to get the rivalry games at the end of the season and see who's coming out.
It's always good. 1st and 10 for TCU. Final minute before halftime. Low in the direction of Darius Davis at 2nd and 10.
I mean, he had a chance there, right? Duggan had a chance there. If you get that ball up, you get a quick first down, you're across the 40-yard line. You really have action now with 2 timeouts, 21 seconds. But incomplete, the clock is stopped. I would imagine that they don't press the issue as much here just so you don't run into mistakes from Duggan and you can get into half down 10.
Do low throws drive you crazier than any other play in football?
It does. You got to throw the ball through the target rather than to the target.
TCU keeps it on the ground. Amari DiMercato works his way out of bounds and is pushed out at the end of that run by Datrone Young. The State Farm halftime show coming up next. 17-7, Iowa State over TCU. Clock stopped as DiMercato went out of bounds. 3rd and 6 with 14 seconds to go.
Did make sure that this clock continues to run on this next play, because I wouldn't imagine Iowa State will start calling timeouts, but if the clock is stopped, they might.
Duggan with some real estate. The clock will stop briefly because he picks up a first down. He was motioning for a timeout anyway. 6 seconds left. Story of the half. Iowa State running back Breece Hall, who scored a rushing touchdown for the 24th straight game. That is an NCAA record that had stood for 51 years. There's not much left for Breece Hall to do in his 3 seasons for Iowa State. A hug with his mom right there.
But, I mean, the run that he's able to do it on is a great cutback, and it's kind of the paradigm of what Breece Hall has been. His vision, his explosiveness was all on display on that one play, and that's what he's been in his career at Iowa State last year, a consensus All-American special player.
1st and 10 TCU after the timeout. Quick release. Darius catches it for a gain of 11 into Iowa State territory, but there was no time left on the clock. Let's see if the officials review this.
they're probably going to put 2 seconds back on the clock, because once he gets the first down and he's down, the clock doesn't run until the chains are able to move. He got the first down. They're going to put 2 seconds probably on the clock and then give TCU a chance to throw that ball in the end zone.
Not in field goal range yet. Griffin Kell's limit is about 50.
Crowd doesn't like it, right? The home crowd saw the clock go to zeros, and they're, oh, what are we doing?
Well, all those guys on the berm, all those fans on the berm, it's time for a hot dog and popcorn.
Yeah, get to the concession stand. Yeah. They're like, hey, I want to go. Brock Purdy helplessly looking on.
Here comes a heave-ho Hail Mary.
See what type of arm he has. Let's see. Let's see if he can get it to the end zone.
Maybe a hook and ladder. Duggan. Flush throws on the run. Incomplete. Eisworth the second made the break on the ball, and that gets us to halftime. 17-7 the score at the break. Iowa State in front on Senior Day. We'll send it to Mike Hill in the studio for the State Farm halftime report. Call this senior class notorious, call it legendary. They will never be forgotten among Iowa State fans. Final home game of the season for the Cyclones. They lead TCU 17-7. Welcome to the start of the second half. He's Devin Gardner. I'm Chris Fosters. What'd you think? Did this first half match up with your expectations pregame?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of which I did expect. The usual suspect, Brock Purdy going through his reads, Charlie Kohler catching third down conversions, and you got Breece Hall hitting his head on the goalpost. I mean, what else did you expect? And then on the TCU side, I think that they are vanilla on defense. Exactly what I expected, just because of the depth that they do not have, and it looks like Iowa State's kind of trying to take advantage of it.
If we were expecting the run game to be great for Iowa State, it certainly didn't disappoint. We saw Breece Hall set a little bit of history with his 24th straight game with a rushing touchdown. That's an NCAA record.
Yeah, that happened, and also Brock stole one of his touchdowns because, Breece Hall loosened him up, and then Brock hits his head on the goalpost before Breece Hall was able to. But like you said, TCU has not been good at stopping the run all season, and it's more of the same of that today.
Yet, we still saw TCU score that touchdown fairly late in the first half with about 90 seconds to go, so they're still very much in this game. Max Duggan in a homecoming game for the native of Council Bluffs. Not done yet for the Horned Frogs. This is the end of an era for TCU as well, with Gary Patterson being dismissed from the program at the end of October. Interim head coach Jerry Kill and his staff know they will not be brought back, possibly even for the bowl game if TCU gets there. And it's Horned Frogs football from the 25 as we get ready to begin the third quarter.
And Chris, it's interesting that you say that, because that's something going into every single game that these coaches have in the back of their minds, right? They won't have a job at the end of the season, essentially, and that's something that's difficult. It's difficult to deal with, and they have given everything to these kids, and they've made it about the kids and not about them, and that's a testament to that young man, that man right there, Jerry Kill.
I think he would appreciate you calling him a young man.
Yeah, but Jerry Kill knows he's not on the younger side of things right now, but he's feeling good, looking good, and coaching even better.
Duggan with an underhand and a little bit of razzle-dazzle to begin this drive for TCU, and it's working for the Horned Frogs. On the pitch, out of the backfield, TCU gets all the way to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's the old reverse pass. You try to get it downfield. Great job not forcing anything and trying to go get what you can. We talked to Coach Kill. Hey, you got any guys on your roster that can throw a little bit? Anybody? Yes, we're going to have some of that in the plan. Very good job not making a bad play.
14-yard gain. Ball all the way out to the 34-yard line. Darius Davis, the man in motion. And here's Amari DiMercato. Tough run to slip through, and he's thrown down by Greg Eisworth II.
That's what you expect to see when Iowa State comes out with a five-man box. You have to find a way to get through and get to the second level, and DiMercato does a great job there, sifting through the traffic of the defensive line, because even though they're playing with this five-man box, it's still very disruptive with Zach Peterson and Uzurike and Will McDonald.
2nd and 1 after a 9-yard gain. Ball near midfield. First drive of the second half for TCU. DeMercado finishes what he started on that down and distance, picks up the first down, and is into Iowa State territory.
They got their best tackler, probably, Mike Rhodes, removed outside the box, and they're staying strong and staying pat with that five-man box. You're going to have to move guys in to try to stop, because right now TCU is gashing them.
TCU marches downfield, scores a touchdown, three-point game. Would be very interesting. DeMercado. And DeMercado wrapped up around the shoes by Jake Hummel. Flag on the play.
What's the answer? You fly your safety down into the box at the snap of the ball. Very good job understanding what's happening. Craig McDonald comes down out of the half-field safety position and makes a play at the line of scrimmage.
Flag is picked up, 1 yard gain for DeMercado, and it's 2nd and 9 from the Iowa State 45. Duggan throws it deep. Open man, Darius Davis. Throw was a little bit high. It's incomplete. Would have been an Odell Beckham Jr.-like one-handed grab.
Well, yeah, the throw's high because the receiver turns around and starts backpedaling. You got Duggan, who's throwing the ball, trying to throw it over your head so you can catch it. And I don't know why he's doing that. Davis starts backpedaling instead of running underneath the ball. That's an opportunity that you just cannot miss in a game that looks like it's going to be nip and tuck. It looks like Iowa State is going to find their groove. You have to make those plays, and they weren't able to connect on that one.
TCU has converted 3 of its last 4 third downs. Duggan with all day, finally runs out of time, and Will McDonald IV throws him down. No one has done it better from the pass rushing position the last 2 seasons in the Big 12.
I mean, that's a great job by that defensive line, but how about the back end? I mean, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. I mean, you almost 4 to 5 seconds of trying to cover, and they cover everyone in the back end, and Will McDonald was able to get home like he does oh so well.
McDonald leads the nation over the course of the last 2 seasons in sacks. That's his 22nd, and the punt is blocked. Jordy Sandy's punt is blocked and recovered by TJ Tampa. And wow, did Iowa State grab momentum just like that.
That's a very good job, just right off of the edge. How about the full extension? Portier was there and able to turn the ball over for the Iowa State Cyclones, and the fans love it.
Fantastic job by Iowa State's special teams, and outstanding starting field position for the Iowa State offense, their first drive of the second half. Breece Hall. What a patient run by Breece Hall. Finally wrestled down by Nook Bradford.
My goodness, this should be a 2-yard loss. And Breece Hall gets it. Just listen to the sound effects. Here we go. Excuse me. Nope. Excuse me. I'm coming through here. Burst. Boom to the left, to the right. And he's gone. Go. Race. Oh my goodness. Breece Hall. I mean, that's why he's a consistent All-American a year ago.
Felt like I was watching an episode of Magic School Bus for a second there. Breece Hall contained that time.
Yeah, he was contained that time, but that young man is as talented as they come, as talented as his country has to offer.
Yeah. Remember, taking over at the running back position for Iowa State for David Montgomery, an outstanding running back in his own right, NFL player. But Breece Hall has stamped his name all over Iowa State's record book, even after that 1-yard loss. It's 2nd and 11. And the NCAA record book, too, for that matter. Here he is out of the backfield on a swing pass. Pretty good out of the backfield, Breece Hall. 1 on the ground, 1 through the air. Touchdown, Iowa State, 22 yards out.
It just isn't fair. You're going to get him on the outside. Oh, nobody goes with him. He's going to catch it, and he says, allow me to have this dance, and he's gone. And a stiff arm, and he tiptoes off the sideline and in the end zone. As talented as we've seen, I said it just before that play started. You can't say it enough. And look at Matt Campbell, a happy man, but going to be sad after this season because he's out of there.
Connor Assalion for the point after try to cap Breece Hall's third touchdown catch of the season to go along. Well, a TCU fan in the front row, he knows the cheers just like the Iowa State student section does.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty insane. He's like switching sides there.
I know.
Surprised he doesn't have a Iowa State hoodie underneath that.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's underneath.
Yeah.
Maybe
He's going to change it. He's like, oh, I've got to wait for it and see if it gets out of hand. Then he'll switch up.
Remember, a blocked punt by Iowa State was converted into a touchdown. Darius Davis for TCU on the return. Brought down just across the 20-yard line. And on that touchdown drive for Iowa State, Devin, Breece Hall had two big plays.
I mean, he showed exactly why he's so special, why he's so coveted around the country, and why he was a consensus All-American a year ago. I mean, he is giving this TCU defense fits. That run was an odyssey in itself, just trying to keep track of him. And then you get the ball on the outside, and then he, and then he stiff arms this grown man into the ground. Very impressive by Breece Hall. I mean, he is special.
Really showing his wide array of tricks in just that two-play span. He's got two touchdowns today. Iowa State up 24-7. From the 21, it's 1st and 10 for TCU. Duggan over the middle, and the pass is hauled in by Darius Davis all the way out to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10.
Yeah, the coverage kind of dropped there. You could see that TCU was lining up their formation formation into the boundary, to the short side of the field, and it's causing a little bit of confusion on the Iowa State defense. Let's see if they can't get that shored up, but very good job of Duggan getting the ball up and over the linebacker and dropping it into his receiver's hands.
1st and 10 after a 26-yard gain. Amonte Watkins is brought down way back at the 45-yard line. He lost 4 yards, and Mike Rose is a big part of the reason why.
Don't let the neck roll fool you. That kid can run, and he runs that play down from his linebacker position. You've seen him do that for so many years here at Iowa State.
2nd down and 12.
This is a good down for a screen, right? 2nd and 12, 2nd and long. You haven't really shown much screen game. A screen here to try to get some of this back. There it goes.
Checks down to Watkins. Back into Iowa State territory. You could hear the collision. He was wrapped up around the legs by Anthony Johnson.
So that's a screen, but Watkins is young. He's young and he's super fast and he's spry and he wants to play. He's coming and he's going, but he doesn't get in front of the offensive lineman. He gets the ball, and listen to this. Wow.
Crunch.
Wow. But if you get your lineman out in front, you might have some protection from that. But like I said, that was a great down for a screen, and they got it to the right guy. But his patience, right? The more reps he gets, he'll be able to be more patient, allow his offensive lineman to get out in front of him, and then he won't have to take that shot.
3rd and 3. Amari DiMercato is wrapped up inside the 45-yard line and is thrown down by Will McDonald short of the 1st down.
I think you have to look at this as 4-down territory and go for it. You got a quarterback who hasn't used his legs as much as he did earlier, right? They've been in more so drop back passing situations, but this could be a perfect down to get on a speed option or get a sprint out to allow your quarterback to make a play with either his arm or his legs.
4th down and 1. Bowl eligibility on the line for TCU. Duggan, incomplete. Looking for Conwright, who caught the touchdown pass earlier, and Anthony Johnson Jr. with the defensive stand. Iowa State's defense bends but does not break. It's Cyclones football on the other side of this timeout.
We're back. TCU at Iowa State, dancing, having a good time, and they've got the ball back after a 4th down stop.
1st and 10, Brock Purdy on the play action. Pass is incomplete, looking for Chase Allen. I was waiting for you to call the play.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do when you get a 4th down stop. You go to a guy who's been in that nitty-gritty area with the tight end, number 11.
Chase Allen.
Chase Allen, he's as talented as a guy on the team that, like I talked about earlier, he doesn't get a bunch of credit, so they try to go to him there, but he's just not able to make the catch.
No, I mean, you took us back from break. I was waiting for you to call that.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a professional these days, Chris. I'm just telling you.
I'd say we could switch roles, but I can't read a defense like you can. Here's 2nd and 10. Not much for Breece Hall. 3rd down. You crushed the sponsor read, though.
Yeah. I've been known to read
very well
in my day.
I can read very good.
I've been to many schools in the Metro Detroit area reading to children. It's a lot of pressure. You don't know. When you're reading to those children who are looking at you when they're sitting on their little carpet with all that hope in their eyes, and you got to prove to them that you can read. It's tough.
A lot of pressure.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish gets very difficult in front of those 4th graders and kindergartners.
Dr. Seuss, man, he's tough. He's tricky. 3rd and 7, Hall at the century mark, by the way, on just 10 carries. Jirel Brock is the tailback, and the pass is hauled in by Kohler. The tight end, who has already set an Iowa State single-season record for catches in a season, pads his historic season.
They tried to go this in the red zone earlier. Going to get here in a nod and go. Very good job playing that 2-man game with their 2 tight ends. The ball could be a little better in front, but nice job of Kohler reaching back, going and getting it. But if that ball's in front, he may be able to try to put that speed on display and go hit his head on the goalpost. Earlier, it was a pass interference that wasn't called in the end zone. Same exact play. Good job of coming back to it.
On 1st and 10, Jalen Null shook off contact pretty well from Nook Bradford. All things considered, he's held to about a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Nick Bradford came out of the middle of that field and delivered a strike. And Noel kept his feet and, eventually fell out of bounds. But that's a nice job to withstand that shot. It's another way. It's some hard hitting going on here. Right? This doesn't look like a team that's not playing for something, right? TCU is playing for something, and on the other side, Iowa State playing for their seniors, like we've talked about ad nauseum. The best senior class that the Iowa State program has ever seen, and they're putting it all on display.
2nd down, 9 yards to go. TCU's defense needs a stop to try and stay in this game. It's Hall who runs right into LaKendrick Van Zant. Some help from O'Shawn Mathis on the tackle as well. 3rd down. O'Shawn Mathis making his 34th straight start for TCU. 3-year starter for the Horned Frogs. Team leader in sacks. And a 3rd down conversion coming up for Brock Purdy and Iowa State.
It's extremely manageable, too. I wouldn't be surprised if they get Brock Purdy on the move. I mean, he's very adept in the running ability.
Old reliable Breece Hall down at about the 16-yard line. He needed the 17 to move the sticks. 1st down, Iowa State.
Yeah, when we talked to the TCU coaching staff, they said Brock Purdy was a very good runner, especially early in his career. They haven't done it as much, but his ability to get in the read option games opens up a lot of space for Breece Hall. As you can see there, Brock Purdy's not going to pull it, but you have to respect it, and so you can't collapse down on Hall, and he can go get 4 yards easily.
We have not had a red zone touchdown in the game today. All 4 touchdowns have been scored from outside the 20-yard line. Purdy steps up on 1st and 10, and he is thrown down. A sack from Dylan Horton.
Very good job getting after Brock Purdy. He's trying to throw the corner to Charlie Kohler and just doesn't have enough time. Very good job by the TCU defense getting home with 4, not having to add in. They can stay in coverage, and that's why Brock Purdy had to hold the ball.
It's the 5th career sack for Dylan Horton, first of the game for TCU. 2nd and 12. Kohler motion to the bottom of the screen, and the give to Breece Hall. Wrapped up by Patrick Jenkins at the 15. It's 3rd and long.
Even though Breece Hall doesn't get a bunch on that play, I love his ability to know when it's not anything there and then get as much as he can. Right? Some backs will lose yardage and try to create when it's not there. He creates when he can, but on that play, you can see he gives a hesitation. He sees that there's nothing he can do, and he puts his head down and tries to get as much as he can to create a 3rd and 6 rather than keep it at a 3rd and long. Medium yardage has been big for them to get the ball to Charlie Kolar, who you can see right there is in the H-back position in the backfield.
3rd and 8. Purdy pressured by Horton, and he chucks it out of bounds, brings up 4th down.
It's a good job. It's a good job by Brock Purdy, seasoned veteran, getting on the outside, trying to create, make a play, and it's nothing there, so throw it away.
There was some pressure from TCU that time. They did get a sack on this drive as well with Brock Purdy, but Iowa State's offensive line much better than their performance last week against Oklahoma when they gave up 7 sacks.
Yeah, without question.
Andrew Nevis will attempt to connect on his 14th straight field goal. This from 32 yards out. And he slashes it home. 3 more for the Cyclones. They're up by 20. 2:31 to go in the 3rd for Matt Campbell's group on Senior Day.
The game everyone's been waiting for. Packers-Rams. Are these quarterbacks who we thought they were?
Yeah. How healthy is Aaron Rodgers' toe?
Yeah. He played well.
What Packers fans want to know. 27-7 Iowa State, and this just continues a turnaround that began in 2017. 38 wins in the last 5 years, 4 straight, and if a win today, you can make it 5 straight winning seasons, 5 straight bowl games to extend this historic stretch for the first time in school history.
How about this? You're a freshman or you're a high school senior, and Coach Matt Campbell, you see on your screen, he sells you the dream of, hey, you could be the greatest, most celebrated class in the history of Iowa State football, and then you go, and 4 years later, you do it.
Mike Rose, who nearly had the sack of Max Duggan there, was one of the people who received that message from Matt Campbell as 2nd down is on the way. Matt Campbell arrived in Ames from Toledo. He's an Ohio guy, a Mount Union grad, an outstanding Division III program. 3-time Big 12 Coach of the Year. He was a MAC Coach of the Year also. Iowa State had 2 bowl wins and just 1 winning season in Big 12 play. And he's blown all that out of the water.
He comes in 6 years, half the years, Coach of the Year. How about that?
Yeah.
It's impressive.
And see why they want to keep him around Ames.
Can they? Is the question.
2nd and 10 for TCU, and Duggan is hit and dropped by Isaiah Lee, the redshirt junior from Chicago. Flag on the play, however.
That was violent, and maybe a little too violent. He's up around the head neck area with his hands. That's going to be a penalty on him, but they have to protect. They have to protect, and this young man is enjoying his turkey leg.
He's eating.
And that young man that ran after that quarterback grabbed him like it was a turkey leg.
Right. Devoured the quarterback.
Sheesh.
Like a Thanksgiving meal.
It's going to be a penalty, though.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 93. Defense. Contact with the quarterback's helmet. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. 1st down.
I mean, he defeats the tackle, and then he just got to go lower. And it's tough for defenders, right? Because he goes at his chest, right, or along his shoulder pad chest, and the quarterback, Duggan, he drops just a bit. Drops just a bit, and now it's a clothesline, which is illegal. I mean, about 50 years ago, you'd have been able to do a lot of that. Today's game, you are not allowed to clothesline the quarterback that violently or at all, and he gets a penalty there. But they're going to have to protect because that could have been bad.
He's coming again, you know that, Isaiah Lee. That was Iowa State's first penalty of the game. And DeMarcado stumbles his way across the line of scrimmage. Still a chorus of boos raining down from Jack Trice Stadium. 2nd down.
Yeah, you know, the hometown fans are like, hey, man, he's just playing hard, right? He's just so good, you know? But there are rules within, you know, playing football. And that's one of them. You can't hit the quarterback, especially in the pocket, in the head or neck area, with your helmet, with your hands, with any part of your body.
Second down and 8. Empty backfield for Max Duggan, the junior.
Watch Isaiah Lee. He's defeating his block so quickly.
Pressure up the middle, and Duggan runs out of time. Eni Uwazurike, the redshirt senior.
How about the kid from Detroit making a play right here? The attention given to Lee on those last few plays. He defeats his block. Uwazurike gets the quarterback. Very good job, and you gotta love the excitement. This is a kid who came in, and he's put on an excess of probably 60 pounds since he got here. He's been special for this program and really developed into quite a player, and they're so happy to have him out of Detroit, Michigan.
8.5 sacks for him this season. Here's 3rd and 21, final minute of the third. Duggan, deep middle, and the pass is caught by Tay Barber. First down into the red zone for TCU.
Well-designed play by TCU. They're going to get verticals all over the field, entice the backside safety, and Parker comes and makes a catch, replacing the safety. Very good job by TCU finding a way to get a chunk out of the Iowa State defense.
Half the field.
Yeah, we talked about
yards.
it. Barber needed to be good. Davis needed to be good, and they have made plays today that have helped TCU stay in the fight. Jerry Kill is happy about that, but now TCU has to finish.
Our score by quarter, we begin the fourth now with TCU in the red zone. They were blanked in the third, but they just had a 51-yard pass to put the ball in the red zone. TCU has got more plays of over 30 yards than anyone in the Big 12 this year.
Yeah, explosive 30-yard plays is not their issue. It's finishing in the red zone, and that's what they need to do here.
All right on the doorstep of the red zone. 1st and 10 to begin the fourth. TCU down 20. End zone shot incomplete. Blair Conright was very close to his second touchdown grab of the day.
Not complete. They do a double post. Great design. And I love the conviction in the throw. Conviction in the throw. Over the linebacker and right into his receiver's hands, but a better defensive play by number 15, Miles Purchase, the true freshman.
Sets up 2nd and 10. TCU needs touchdowns. Check down. DeMercado, the running back. Around Mike Rose, the linebacker, and he gets drilled by Greg Eisworth from the safety position. He laid the wood on him.
And Greg Eisworth is a tackling machine.
He is.
He is flying all around the field and really laying licks on some of these TCU ball carriers. Man.
3rd and 8 after a gain of just 2. TCU goes 4 wide. Iowa State shows blitz. They back off. Duggan still in trouble. Still on his feet. What a play, Max Duggan. But he needed a little bit farther for the first down, and Eisworth shuts him down.
My goodness, I would hate to be a Iowa State defensive lineman because he just made 2 guys absolutely kill each other. He goes back, okay, nothing's there, okay, reverse out, okay, another guy, and boom, they destroying each other, and he's off to the races, putting his team in position to go for it and try to convert on this 4th and 2 now. This has been like the 3rd or 4th one. They have to use his legs. I do not want to see a drop back pass. I want to see him be able to use his legs to pick up the first down.
4th and 2. He uses his arm, Devin. Intercepted by Greg Eisworth II. It's been the Greg Eisworth drive, and fitting that he caps it off with a pick.
You got a quarterback who can move. You don't use his skills, and he turns it over in the red zone.
Another stand by Iowa State's defense and an embrace between Greg Eisworth II and Matt Campbell. Plenty of kudos on the sideline, and they're rowdy.
A little swag surfing going on there.
Just about to say. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Iowa State on offense. Breece Hall having a career night, and it's getting a lot better. One man to beat. Hutchinson blocking for Hall. It's a touchdown. 80 yards to the house for Breece Hall, the longest play of the season for the Cyclones.
At home, I just want you all to know I had a well thought out drawing of the previous interception, and then the consensus All-American from a year ago completely cans that with that explosive run. This kid is amazing.
He just took your piece of paper, crumpled it up.
I had a great idea. This is how it happened. You know, you got to get the hows and whys out, and then he goes to the end zone.
Well, how did this touchdown happen?
It's Breece Hall versus everybody else, and he's the best player on the football field. Yeah, I mean, that run was special, and once again, all the reasons why he's so special and so talented were put on full display.
Darius Davis on the return for TCU. A good return for Darius Davis out across midfield. Mevis, the kicker, tried to slow him down, and Porter elbowed him out of bounds after a fantastic return by Darius Davis, who nearly took his second one to the house of the season.
I mean, it's a very good job. He presses the holes, kind of like a talented running back, and then gets to the outside, and all the Iowa State defenders lose contain. The most important thing, you fold underneath, but you have to keep contained and do your job. They start to try to go make a play. He finds the lane, and that 10-4 speed is on full display.
Davis took the opening kick in TCU's game against West Virginia, 100 yards for a score. That was a 62-yard return. Give the man some water with the ball at the 19 of Iowa State, 1st and 10, but TCU down a bundle early 4th quarter. Pressure up the middle, and Duggan avoids it. He slides down, and is touchdown by Jake Hummel, the linebacker. 2nd down.
The legs, they've helped them. They've done their part. Now we have to get the TCU coaching staff on that same train on those 4th and very shorts, because this game, with those 3 4th down conversions made, this game could look entirely different, but they haven't used the legs of Duggan that have been so big all day.
2nd and 4. Here's Watkins. Takes a shot from Aisheem Young, but did not lose any ground. Pads are still popping.
Yeah, this freshman's going to be good.
Yeah,
I think Watkins is definitely going to be a good player once he understands and has a feel. Remember, he played defense earlier this year. He wasn't even in the running back room, and for him to be able to be thrust into duty late in the season and to have some production, it's very impressive. I think he's one to watch in the future.
Ball inside the 10. It's 1st and goal. Watkins slipped through, nearly got to the 5-yard line. Hit applied by McDonald and Johnson out of the defensive backfield for Iowa State.
I mean, plays like that, immediate danger in the backfield, he eludes it, gets vertical, and then finds his way through to pick up yardage. That's an impressive run from a guy who just hasn't had a bunch of reps. That's what you expect to see from a Breece Hall on the other sideline, not from a freshman that was playing defense earlier this year.
TCU hasn't been able to finish these drives, however. And on 2nd and goal, you see a big man split out wide. Duggan throws over the middle, and the pass is caught for a touchdown by Luke Dodds. the defensive end, and a freshman out of Round Rock High School in Texas with a 6-yard touchdown grab.
How about Dodd, who's not even on the 2 deep? He doesn't get much reps on defense. Look at that smile. I mean, that is about as good. You can see him right here, the big fella. He is going to get right behind the defense. You want to know why? Because the defense doesn't know who he is. The defense is saying, well, who's number 92? Obviously, he's coming in to block for their running quarterback. Absolutely not. He probably was a basketball player in high school. Very good job catching that ball in the end zone.
I have to think about trying him out at tight end next year.
I know, right? Moves well, a little nimble.
Griffin Kell with the extra point attempt. It's good. 34-14 Iowa State, but TCU with a score from an unexpected target. The big man, Luke Dodds. Welcome to college football, young fella. (34-14) Iowa State over TCU. TCU with the game's last touchdown, but Breece Hall has been the story for Iowa State as he's been all season long.
Yeah, he's been extremely explosive, and we're going to get a chance to take a look at that extremely long run that he had earlier here after the kick.
It was TCU who scored the last touchdown, and actually, Devin, a cleanup on my end. The player who caught that touchdown was Tyler Guyton, a reserve offensive lineman wearing number 92 in the game today. So shout out to Tyler Guyton with the unexpected touchdown grab either way as Null scampers out of bounds to the 25. The touchdown on the last drive now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Breece Hall was doing Breece Hall things. This play is designed to go to the front side. We see Breece Hall do this quite a bit, and this is why he's so special, right? That's where he's supposed to go. Does he go there? Not always, because he sees other things. His vision makes him a next level back. He sticks his foot in the ground, and then now it's all him to find his way out the backside. Very good job by Breece Hall, and then he just chugga, two, with a little help from Hutchinson to make sure he gets in the end zone.
Great hustle play by Hutchinson, escorting his running back into the end zone there. And Hall showing patience all the way to the goal line.
All the way to the goal line. You're exactly right. Such a patient young man. So patient.
Those 3 touchdowns ties a career high. Remember, he ran for 3 touchdowns against TCU in his last game against the Horned Frogs.
And he's still in that huddle, so he'll be getting another chance. And here's what he's done on the day. 216 yards of total offense, and it started with this long run to the end zone where he's dipping and dodging, and now he's one guy coming from the left, okay, and then he goes down. It's very cool, but 2 plays later, a swing pass, and he is a better football player. Gets in the end zone, and we just saw that previous run where he gets on the edge and just moses his way down the field, just matriculating down the field. How about that?
There you go, little Hank Stram for you.
That man, I remember when he was on Madden. I mean, I did an interview with him actually, a little earlier this year. I was very happy. I was very happy. No, I was very, very happy.
Further review for possible targeting.
We saw Jamoy Hodges taken off the field for TCU a moment ago. Jamoy Hodge, excuse me. And the play is under further review for possible targeting now.
It's always everyone always holding their breath when opportunities like this come about, because for if you play the next game, you have to sit out for a half and all these different things. But let's just take a look. It's not there. I'm not sure. I think that's just bad tackling there by Henderson. I don't think they're looking at that. And that would be, I wouldn't agree with that if they were looking at that for targeting. I mean, he does duck his head, but he's not able to make contact because he can't see the defender at home. If you're a young player and you're learning to tackle and you're in football, make sure you keep your head up, right? That's what they're trying to keep out of the game. Keep your head up so that you can make tackles, and even in blocking scenarios, right? That's where I think they may be looking at this at a blocking scenario during that play. Did a player lower his helmet and use his head as a weapon on a blocking play? And either way, when you're young players at home, you have to keep your head up, first of all, for the other team's safety and your safety.
Keep an eye on the 30-yard line Lower part of your screen.
Yeah. I think they're going to get him.
And Jamoy Hodge was the player injured on that play for TCU, which is.
He kind of led with his shoulder a little bit. A little helmet got involved. Let's see what they say.
So they have determined that it is not targeting.
Matt Campbell's taking a deep breath. It's like, geez, can't lose any of my guys, right? We got more season left to play. We need all of our guys.
Yes. Take a targeting call in the second half of the final game of the regular season. Bowl-eligible teams would have that player miss the first half of the bowl game. And here is Xavier Hutchinson, who can block, and he can run after the catch as well. All the way down the sideline into TCU territory near the 40.
Yeah, I mean, he's been good all day. He's been good all day. They started off the game getting quick screens to him, and they've stayed committed to that. Iowa State has stayed committed to getting Hutchinson the ball in those quick scenarios and allowing him to catch the ball and run, and he's been special, obviously also blocking down the field. How about him? All these records from these seniors, right? Wow.
Records all over the place. 82 catches this season for Xavier Hutchinson, an Iowa State single-season record. Breece Hall going for 4. Brought down inside the 10-yard line by C.J. Caesar.
I'm just going to go out on the wing and say it. This is Breece Hall's senior day as well. He may be a junior. He may have the opportunity to come back. But this is his senior day, and he is playing like it. This may be the last time he wears that all-black Iowa State uniform, and he is putting on a show.
First and goal. Hall pushes his way inside the 5. Hall is over 200 yards on the ground today. First 200-yard rusher for Iowa State since Mike Warren during the 2015 season.
Chris, I'm going to tell you right now, I will be very unhappy if they do not allow that young man to put a cherry on top of this Sunday that he has put together, this delicious masterpiece of a performance by letting him get in the end zone for the 4th time, which would be a best for him in his career.
And he'll be playing on Sundays.
Absolutely.
In the not too distant future. Second and goal. Hall. He's got his 4th. A career day keeps getting better for Breece Hall. 40-14 Iowa State.
Obviously, Coach Matt Campbell could hear me saying, you better not let someone else score this touchdown. And it's much of the same for Breece Hall. Into the line of scrimmage and then bouncing it out and waltzing into the end zone for his 4th touchdown on the day and a best for him in his career.
You got the direct line to the sideline. Iowa State fans have enjoyed the ride for Breece Hall. They've got one more game left, Iowa State's bowl game. 41-14, Iowa State. All over TCU on senior day. And maybe the final home game for Breece Hall in his legendary Iowa State career. TCU catching an L from Breece Hall in Iowa State right now. 237 yards on the ground for Breece Hall on just 17 carries. 3 rushing touchdowns, a receiving touchdown as well. He's averaging almost 14 yards a carry.
13.9.
13.9.
I think we can call it 14.
I'm going to round up.
Yeah, this is rounded up.
Yeah.
It's all good. 14.9. I mean, 14 yards a carry. Averaging the number of points that the opposite team has.
Devin, it's time now for the Old Trapper Smoking Player of the Game, sponsored by Old Trapper. What's your beef? Who's our player of the game?
I mean, it's got to be Breece Hall. I mean, he clearly came into this game with beef for the TCU defense because he has been all over them with career highs in rushing yards, total yards, and as we just saw, touchdowns with 4.
Tough decision making him our player.
It was so tough. It was a lot of guys out there, and we were looking and we were trying and we were going back and forth. Who's going to be? And we decided, obviously, Breece Hall.
You know, we do got to give the offensive line some love for blocking.
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys up front are definitely moving the pile.
1st and 10 for TCU. Duggan is dragged down and sacked. Sack made by Blake Peterson, the sophomore from South Dakota.
the TCU offensive line hasn't been great. I mean, hasn't been great all year in pass protection, but they've been good today. It's been the back end that has covered up everyone. I mean, you're sitting here watching, and we can see there is nobody open. This isn't the quarterback just holding on to the ball. He's trying to get it out. There's nobody to throw the ball to, and it's causing a lot of sacks, and that's what we call coverage sacks.
Fourth sack of the day for Iowa State, 2nd and 19. Duggan finds his running back, DeMercado, and he's forced out of bounds shy of the 20-yard line by Johnson Jr.
There is nowhere to go with the ball. Nowhere. I mean, he has to check it down there and get what he can, but there's nowhere to go with the ball. And on this third down, I would imagine it's much of the same, but 3rd and 17, it's not that you take Duggan's legs away, but I mean, it's unlikely that he's going to be able to run for 17 yards in zone defense with Iowa State watching the quarterback and only rushing 3.
Pressure by Rose off the edge. Barber's got the Duggan delivery. He didn't even make it back to the original line of scrimmage. 4-yard gain, and Miles Purchase was right in the middle of the tackle parade.
I've watched Iowa State football quite a bit and actually called one of the early games. This defense looks so much faster. I don't know if it's the black uniforms, the all black, but they look so much faster than they looked all season. They are flying to the ball in every scenario and playing great pass defense. And I can imagine Coach Campbell is extremely happy.
Jordy Sandy had a punt blocked earlier today. This one away cleanly and fair, caught by Jalen Null inside the 35. We talked a lot about Breece Hall. Don't forget about Brock Purdy, the quarterback. He owns or shares 31 Iowa State records. Devin, I'm going to quiz you on all these after the game.
Yeah, I mean, if you're at home and you're trying to read that, you should just stop because it's still going. Oh, my goodness. And that's why at the top, we talked about it. The best quarterback in Iowa State history. 31 school records. Now, today, not the greatest day in the world. He's been efficient. He's done his job. Breece Hall has really exploded, but this young man has been exemplary and showed exactly how the quarterback position should be played. And there he goes, checking it down the way he should. And there goes that man. There goes that man. There he goes again.
He caught that 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He gets out to the 50-yard line.
I just don't understand.
17 yards.
Once again, Brock Purdy quickly getting through his reads. There to there to there to there to the back. You know exactly where the back's going to be. And then you got 3 white jerseys and it's like a ghost. He just disappears. His acceleration and hesitation and ability to stay patient with guys bearing down on him.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Ball start on the right tackle stunts that drive.
Yeah, but like I was saying, his ability to hesitate and reaccelerate and stay calm in situations with bodies all around him, it's really, really special, and it's cool to watch.
He's got 8 plays of 10 yards or more today, including touchdown runs of 40 and 80. 1st and 15 after the penalty. Hall gets the 5 penalty yards back, maybe a yard more, brought down right around the 49-yard line of TCU. It's 2nd down on inside of 6 minutes to go in the game.
I mean, some people at home are probably wondering, well, why are they going fast, right? They got this game well in hand, and they still got all their guys. Well, this is the best senior class. Iowa State fans want them out there, right? They want to see the last bit that they can see of this senior class that has made these years so special for all the students and fans of Iowa State football.
On 2nd and 10, Purdy caught by Chase Allen. What a play by the big man. Allen is 6'7", 250, and he shrugged off that contact and kept right on trucking down the sideline. 15-yard gain.
He's a big man. And you're looking at that play and you're thinking, oh, Brock Purdy just doing his old Brock Purdy thing, just throwing it away. And somehow he finds that monster and he makes the catch for a 1st down.
There's Chase Allen to finish what he started. Touchdown, Iowa State. 35 yards. And the second of the season for Allen.
He's worked so hard blocking, you have to throw him a bone. Here he goes right here, just the old tight end dump, right? He's not running a route or anything. He's just running straight up the field. And because of the threat of Breece Hall in the run game, the safety is caught looking in the backfield, and he waltzes right past him for a touchdown.
So Allen's second touchdown grab of the season, Devin, but his first touchdown grab of the season from Brock Purdy.
Wow.
Caught one last week from Hunter Deckers when Purdy was briefly out of the lineup. So senior to senior again. And Iowa State has been on 5 drives in the second half. They have scored 5 touchdowns. The latest, Chase Allen, the tight end, 48-14, Iowa State. Devin Gardner knows all about playing in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely called the game for a reason.
Great career, great rivalry between Ohio State and Michigan. And on the ground, TCU's drive begins with a carry by Watkins. The ball squirts free. It is picked up by Deshaun McEwen. And it's Iowa State football again.
That could be a good play, but let's watch and see if his knee is on the ground before this ball comes out. Oh, it's a little movement. I think that they're going to stick with that. That's a little movement right before it completely comes out, and he doesn't have complete control of it just before his knee starts to hit the ground. And I think it's right there where he loses a little bit of control. Then the knee hits, and the play is finished by number 26 in black, Anthony Johnson. This is a tough one.
It is a tough one, and let's bring in Dean Blandino, the expert, to see what his opinion is on this. Dean?
Yeah, this is close. I'm looking at that left knee, and the question, like Devin said, is the ball moving? Is he losing control? I like this, that he still has control. It is close, but to me it looks like he still has control and the knee is down.
All right now, Dean. Are you saying?
I don't like to disagree with you. I know. I know you were the last with the whole Michigan Ohio State thing. I get it, but
yes, I'm rare air right now, Dean. But it looks like he does. I think you're right. I think he does. He pins it against the arm and shoulder pad of the defender. You know what I mean?
You're coming around. I like it. You're coming around.
I mean, it's because you dress so nicely. You know, I saw you a couple weeks ago in L.A., and you look so good. We haven't seen you today, but I'm sure you're dressed to the nines. So.
Well, Dean, thank you.
After review, the runner was down by rule at the 36-yard line. The result of the play is a first down. Will the game clock operator please reset the game clock? 4 minutes, 45 seconds. 4:45.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying, Dean, when I was trying to tell you that he had control of the ball, and that's why they're going to have to switch the call on the field. Remember when I said that? You remember?
Yeah, I do. I remember that.
That is what you call revisionist history. TCU hangs on to the rock. Interim head coach Jerry Kill, this is his second season on the staff. He was a special assistant to Gary Patterson beginning last season. And on 1st and 10, Duggan feeds Watkins, who is dropped by Craig McDonald, the redshirt freshman from Minneapolis. 2nd and 11. A game that began with TCU needing to win to secure bowl eligibility. It would have been the 21st time TCU has secured bowl eligibility since 1998, one of the longest streaks in the country, or more consistent anyway. And Mike Rose gives Watkins a bear hug behind the line of scrimmage to bring up 3rd down.
You know, usually you say, get your guys out of there, right? 3 minutes and some change left. You're up by a bunch. I like that Coach Campbell is allowing these guys to finish what they started, right? Finish what they started. They came in all together, and they had a plan of changing what people see and how they look at the Iowa State football program, and they've done that. And I do agree. Allow these young men to continue to finish. You don't see a bunch of blitzing or anything, but you do see them playing hard and giving them a chance to make plays like you see right here on this sack.
Duggan finally dragged down by Tucker Robertson. Another redshirt senior. That's the 5th sack of the day for Iowa State.
I mean, the smiles on their faces, right? You know, some of these seniors haven't had a whole bunch of opportunities to contribute the way that they're being able to contribute right now. For Tucker, he's got 2 tackles on the season, right? 2 tackles on the season. So now he gets a chance to get on senior day after he's hugged his parents and his family. He gets a chance to get himself a sack, right? He's not a starter, and this is done exactly how it should be done. And I think kudos to the man on your screen right there, Coach Campbell. He's coached his butt off since he's been there. He's coached his butt off today, and it's a joy to see.
Sandy on for the punt for TCU. Matt Campbell told us candidly in his earlier days as a coach, maybe even as recently as his time at Toledo, he got really caught up in the career grind, climbing the ladder. As Null lets it bounce for TCU. Now, his most rewarding part about the position is just seeing and developing 18 to 22-year-old young men into good men that lead productive lives.
Yeah, we asked him about, you know, excelling, right? Because his name, rightfully so, is in the hat, in the ring for different jobs, big jobs, huge jobs. But he said, first of all, he's going to address that later on, right? He's going to think about it. But it's going to come down to his family and these 18 to 22-year-olds. If it ever is a position where he cannot mold these young men the way he wants to and in the right way, where it becomes more of a commercial type of deal, he is not into that, right? He wants to be able to mold young men and have his family be comfortable, and that's what he's going to think about when the season is over. But he's been special as a coach here at Iowa State.
Brock Purdy still the quarterback. Here's the give to Jirel Brock, who scored the first rushing touchdown of the game for Iowa State, if you could believe that. It looked like he was going to steal Breece Hall's thunder for a second.
Yeah, and Breece Hall said absolutely not. You wait a minute, Mr. Brock. You'll have your chance next year. You'll have your chance. Brock is a talented back, though. Getting a chance to see him earlier in this year. If Breece Hall isn't the running back, they still get a lot of production from that position because Brock is one to remember for next year. He's special.
Looks like Hall's day will end with 242 yards on the ground. That is tied for 10th most in a game in school history. And it's time for the victory formation for Brock Purdy and Iowa State. And this is the formation that Brock Purdy would unequivocally say he would want to end his home career in Iowa State uniform in.
Yeah, it's the best play in football. Best play ever created, best play ever called. If you get a chance to call it here late in the game, you've done your job on the day. How about Breece Hall? We've talked about him ad nauseum, but where did he get all that stuff on his jersey? Because it seems like he hasn't been tackled today. I mean, I don't even know. Was he playing? Was he making snow angels? It's pretty cold there. Well, what was he doing to get that on his jersey? Because, I mean, he just hasn't been brought to the ground a whole bunch today. But that young man should be very proud of what he's been able to do at the university and also what he's been able to do today.
One more snap for Brock Purdy, who will pick up his 30th career win as Iowa State's quarterback. And he wins 16 out of 17 games at home against the Big 12. Excited to see what the future holds for Jerry Kill as well. His name has been tied to a couple of head coaching vacancies around the country. He does great work filling in for Gary Patterson to close out the season for TCU. They finished the regular season 5-7. Iowa State finishes the regular season 7-5, 5-4 in the Big 12. They're going bowling for the 5th year in a row under Matt Campbell. Good vibes inside Jack Trice Stadium tonight. Iowa State wins on senior day. They win going away 48-14 over TCU. We'll take one final timeout from Ames and return to put a bow on this one after this. Iowa State wins on an emotional senior day in Ames. Back after this.